Guys, DG, I'm back again. Thank you for having me. For those who don't know, Fridays we do Q&As, Sundays we do with the Q&As thing. Now, it's not always going to be like that forever, but at least for now we can enjoy it. So thank you very much for the questions, man. You lot go crazy. You lot go mad with the questions, man. And I can't thank you guys enough, honestly. Like, there's not much more to be said. So allow me to just crack on and not waste any more of your time with unnecessarily rambling and things of that nature. So let's start from the top to the bottom. You know what, bottom to top. Rax asks, can Van Aanholt, the one that plays for Palace, make it into a top 6 side? If it was just based on going forward, I think he could. But just based on going forward, because he's very good going forward. Defensively, I don't think he's at it. Arsenal, there's a lack of left back, so you could make a case for him probably if you force it at Arsenal. Chelsea, you could say there's a case for a backup left back, but I don't feel he quite is worthy of a return there. Spurs, I don't think much of Ben Davis, but I'd probably have Ben Davis over him. In fact, I might change that. I say that one lightly, so maybe you do have truth in that. Liverpool, again, backup on if you force it, it's backup. Robertson's very decent. Milner's done his thing. I think it's a bit forced. You can force him into it, but I don't think he'd convince at any of the sides. Definitely going forward, he wouldn't have a problem. He's never had a problem going forward. It's defensively that's his issue. If he was coached and things, if you're saying on the basis that if he was coached in a rough diamond and things like with Poch and that, maybe. But if you're asking me if I was anyone in the top 6 of a position in power that needed a left back, whether it's a starter or backup, I wouldn't be considering him at least until I exhaust all the other options. That's no disrespect to the player. I think he's quite decent. And you've got thoughts on Brighton signing that Dutch striker for a record fee. Well, he was at PSV, I believe. I mean, without knowing everything about the player, I'm not going to say I watched him all the time. And you've seen him pop up in highlights and that. I mean, Brighton need to score goals if they want to stay up in the league. I mean, if I was a Brighton fan, I would have been trying to hear that Dembele of Celtic. I'm so sure that it looked like they were going to sign him for 20 odd. To sign my man might be a bit underwhelming, but they need a striker. And I mean, they've got Glenn Murray and some other guys, so it's always going to be a madness. If he does his thing, he's a record signing. There's pressure on his shoulders. He needs to hit the ground running. Like I said, they're trying to stay up. They're trying to get to, I don't know if they've got 40 points yet. You know how these sides are trying to get 40 points. If he can score his goals, help them to win some games, they need to have an outlet. Because if you saw them against Chelsea, yes, Chelsea battered them, but there were some chances they should have converted, really. So, yeah, man, that's my thoughts. Easy one asks, should Celtic be in the Premier League? You could say on the basis that they're clearly the strongest team in Scotland, but I always hear they'd be a top 4 side in the Premier League. I'm very doubtful as towards that. They play some good football, but I don't think they'd be a top 6. They might not even be a top 10 side, and that one's saying the top 10, I'm reaching a bit. But yeah, you could say they deserve to be in Prem, but would it be as lucrative for them? Would they get, obviously the TV rights would make them richer, but would they get champs? Would they necessarily get Europa League? Because as crap as Arsenal are, I back Arsenal to beat Celtic. That's how much I don't really rate them. So yeah. Ryan asks, do you think changing teams you support is like leaving a gang and rolling with their rivals? You can't do that. I don't know why you're asking me about any gang stuff. I've never been in a gang. I don't know about that gang stuff. But I suppose so, because football is very tribal and things. Yeah, you could say that, my G. So yeah, like I said, I don't know about that gang stuff. But yeah. Isa asks, most demanding match you have played in? Obviously, speaking in regards to football. I'd have to think about that, man. I mean, I'm 22 years of age, but I mean, grassroots was a few years ago. I'd probably say Enfield Grammar semi-finals, Enfield Cup, because they had a lot of like academy players and Spurs players and things like that. And just defensively, you had to be switched on. It was end to end. Like you had to watch the line. They had tricky wingers. It was a good little battle for me at fullback. I came out on top, obviously, because we won the cup. But yeah, that was a good challenge. So I'd probably say them. Deluded, a big fan of your work, brother. I can't find the answer. Why isn't it? Sorry, guys. The print is acting up. I can't see some of you lot's usernames. Deluded, apologies, but you know this is your answer. Deluded, a big fan of your work, brother. Just wondered, what's your opinion on money in sports, mainly in football? How has it been able to propel clubs/teams to success? Is it a good thing, or does it in some ways take away the competition? You could say it takes away the competition to a degree when you see the top 6 running away with it compared to the other teams in the league, Premier League I'm speaking. But when you look at it under the microscope even more, are they really running away? If Leicester can play 25 million for players, Everton can spend 75 million on Sigurdsson and Theo Walcott, and there's all other cases of money being spent. Bournemouth 20 million on Jordan Ibe. I'm not criticising the players. The market is the market now. It's irrational. But if teams can do that, you could also argue it makes them more competitive, and the TV rights and things like that. I will say it has gone a bit of moral, if that's what you're asking me, because naturally if you're chasing capital, you're not going to care about the grassroots or the people that football actually matters to. You're just going to chase these riches. I mean, look at grassroots clubs. They're dying. while clubs are getting richer. When grassroots clubs, the likes of Dele Alli and all of these things, and Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, they've all had and achieved great things in football. But at one time, they were just grassroots nobodies playing football for a Sunday League club or so. And you'd think, I know that's an exaggeration, but you'd think clubs like the FA, organisations like the FA and Premier League would look after that, but that's not their mandate. So they just simply don't care. So I'd say more money in football has been both a good thing and a bad thing. It's been a great thing for the players. I don't believe a player should have a salary cap. To which anyone that opposes that opinion, to which I say in your sector, should there be a salary cap? If there is, fair enough. But should there be? Why should your earnings be capped? Especially when these footballers make pennies on the dollar compared to what the clubs make. Manchester United worth $1 billion, maybe more. Alexis is going for 450 grand a week or so, 450k a week, yeah. That's still pennies based on what the club is making, the club is worth. So surely him that's been had to work at 8 years old as a mine in a Chilean miner, as a miner in Chile in his homeland to make some money, surely he deserves that. And he's the one going to get long-term health problems from playing football, had injuries and all of these things, while these fat cats just get richer, put their kids through private school, etc., etc. That's my thing, guys. So hopefully that answers your question, broski. Patrick asks, can we salvage anything from this season? Well, if you can somehow get top 4, somehow win Europa League, then that's your season patterned off, my bro. But I don't know other than that. Tariq Amazing asks, my guy, studs or blades? Studs, bro. Favorite cartoon? It could have been Blade. It could have been Dragon Ball Z. My mother would probably tell you Thomas the Tank Engine, because I was a big man on Thomas the Tank Engine. But I'll say Dragon Ball Z. That was a gases, to be honest with you, or Pokemon. So yeah. Wretch 3-2 or Kano? I love Kano, but I gotta go with 3-2. I'll still listen to Victories, Tottenham, and the growth Wretch 32's made. He's always had wordplay, but the way he's gone from how he started off to his mad wordplay now, and he's evolved not even in music, as a person. I admire that. So yeah. You also asked me, would you ever go on Big Brother? If they'll pay me and stuff like that, of course, but I won't last long, brother. And lastly, what do you think of the Premier League adopting an NBA style West versus East Coast? I'd be up for that. I mean, I don't know how it'd work. I mean, you'd have to have up north, like Manchester, Liverpool, City versus the London clubs. I mean, up north would probably win. You got Firmino, Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Sterling, Pogba, Alexis. Now it'd be mad. London obviously got Hazard and them man there. It would be good. I'd like to see that. The Premier League would make a lot of money, or whoever would make a lot of money. So I'm surprised they ain't even looked at that. So yeah. Someone else has asked me, what go on YouTuber and Golo? Would you take Lassana Diarra in the defensive mid role and a replacement for Coquelin? I haven't seen Lassana Diarra play football for a minute, bro. But if he still plays like he did at Portsmouth, at Madrid for a sec, or at Arsenal, then yeah. But part of me just thinks he's finished and stuff like that. But I'm seeing him linked with PSG and them clubs there. There has to be a reason for them wanting him, and they wanting him. So I guess I'd be up for it at this moment in time. In fact, nah, man. High wages, ain't really done anything for a minute, so I wouldn't be up for that. And he was here already and snaked it off. So yeah. Lastly, Monreal had an amazing time losing his markers today. Fantastic performance from the team. Do you think the team seemed refreshed because of Alexis was burdening the team morale? Well, these players are babies, so you could say it had some. It did. I do think it's overplayed, but it clearly had some sort of effect. They clearly had to play with freedom. Wenger clearly gave them a team sheet saying play with freedom, play for your fans, and things like that. So I would say no, because the players play it down. They're always going to play it down, and at the end of the day, they're professional footballers. Players come and go. That should be your job. But I have to say yes, because you've seen the manager's future weighing in on these performances that the sides have given in last season. So of course, star player Alexis, which has actually been going on for 18 months now, with Alexis's own future. Is he staying? Is he going? Is he committing? If Wenger commits and them things there, I'd have to say yes. So I'd say yes and no. Of course, I like to play devil's advocate and them things, but you guys know, yeah, man. Guys, Deluded Guna, you choosing Golo Kante. Let me get out of your hair, man. That's the Q&A done. Thank you very much for watching, peeps. I'm out.